Bitcoin 2.0, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. A specter called Bitcoin is wandering around the world. Number 1. Preface. In 2009, the first block of Bitcoin was created. Our achievements are manifold. Firstly, we solved the double spending problem without the intervention of a third party. Secondly, we demonstrated that even in the digital realm, only one original can exist. Thirdly, the possibility of conducting cryptocurrency transactions through peer-to-peer networks. Fourthly, we showed the global citizenry that calculations involving numbers below the decimal point, an issue unresolved by conventional database systems, are no cause for concern. The history of the credit currency system, which began with the Nixon shock in 1971, barely extends beyond 50 years. While some may deem it successful, most scholars do not view it in the same light. It's widely accepted that credit currency capitalism is based merely on debt, represented by printed bonds, and that it's backed by the formidable force of state violence. We're well aware of this. Perpetual national debts, never to be fully repaid, led to the issuance of currency threefold the previous circulation, and to the guise of stimulating consumption dampened by global pandemics. The physical currency we see now is merely printed paper, its value in continuous decline. The excessively inflated global monetary supply exacerbates wealth inequality, creates disparities between nations, and inevitably brings hyperinflation. The $1 in your possession holds its greatest exchange value today. This teaches us an empirical lesson. The unlimited printing of credit currency continually diminishes its value while it's held.
After Bitcoin peer-to-peer electronic cash system was implemented in white paper and code, it faced trials from certain powers, foremost, otaku libertarians, free market absolutists, centered in the United States, seized control of the Bitcoin Foundation. They notably granted legitimacy to the use of Bitcoin as a means of transaction in dark web markets, such as Silk Road, based on the Tor browser. Additionally, through gambling games like Satoshi Dice, they gathered Bitcoins mined by others and ultimately sold stakes to a wealthy Pakistani who was not fully aware of the game, thereby accumulating capital. This game also caused network overload similar to DOS attacks on the Bitcoin system. With this capital, they built an exclusive community from the early minority, negating state intervention and capital control, and thoroughly blocking access to global citizens.
The irony here is that while advocating for a system free from central control, they themselves strengthened central control, exponentially increasing their capital. The exchanges they created are a prime example of this. These libertarians boldly abandoned Bitcoin 1 CPU 1 vote principle for unregulated capital growth, developed high-performance custom semiconductors, application-specific integrated circuits, ASIC, restricted widespread participation in mining, and even engaged in hard fork to copy currency, thereby rapidly expanding their capital.
Moreover, they created new coins by merely adjusting the image and mining quantities, based on the same code as Bitcoin. This has further undermined the trust in Bitcoin code, and their actions continue to this day. As a result, the current Bitcoin system has morphed into a centralized system, vastly different from its original design. It is no longer a payment system, but is sustained by considerable power consumption and powerful semiconductors, and has been co-opted by a few libertarians into a speculative store of value within the capitalist financial industry. A minority of mining equipment manufacturers and powerful capital-backed mining corporations, along with these libertarians, have turned Bitcoin into a myth representing freedom in their exclusive league. The second group involves anarchists and advocates of the common good, experimenting in various ways. They participate in blockchain projects with a moral justification and a commitment to justice, considering the interests of global citizens more than the libertarians. While their projects are small, they discuss the commons or attempt to restore the essence of cooperative movements and P2P. However, the overall cryptocurrency market has already been dominated by the capital of libertarians. It's insufficient to counteract the power of capital, and these projects are often subject to acquisition, mergers, or technology theft, rendering their impact on capitalist society minimal. But all change and revolution always start from the periphery and the weakest links. The most pressing debate in the current reality is whether a means of transferring and storing value can aid the people in the third world, and whether a P2P platform that offers a common exchange value to all humanity in an efficient and cost-effective manner is feasible. Bitcoin and our chosen Bitcoin 2.0 version, Microbitcoin, each hold several meanings in their embedded numbers. The choice of mining only 21 million units is not random, nor is the significance of the 8 decimal places, or the 4-year halving period accidental. Similarly, the mining quantity of 61 billion in Microbitcoin and the fees for tokens created on Microbitcoin Layer 2 also carry meanings tied to significant numbers in human history. It is hoped that many developers and users will uncover the enigma presented by Microbitcoin.